Hi, this is Misty at LoveThatShot.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to use the Love That Shot actions that come included with all of our photo veil collections, and then we're going to jump right in and get creative with some fun edits. So let's get started. The first thing that we need to do is open our photo editing program. In this video, I'm going to be demonstrating in Elements 11, and the next thing that we want to do is open our photo. And there's two ways to do that. You can either go up to File, Open, and then navigate to the folder where you have your photos stored. Or, what I like to do is open my folder where I have my photos already loaded, and I'll click on the photo that I want to use, I'll drag it over my software, and then just drop it right in. So easy. The next thing that we want to do is make sure that we're editing in the expert editing mode. That way we can use our actions. If you don't see your action palette, all you need to do is go up to Window and select Actions, and that'll bring up your action palette already for you. Now I have the Veil Infusion actions already loaded, and you can see the Veil Infusion Blast, and Vintage Blast actions right here. If you don't see these three, then you might just need to click on the arrow next to the folder, and that'll open up the entire set. So first off, before we add any veils to our photo, what I like to do is do some foundation edits first. So let's minimize our actions palette and then go up here to the adjustment layer. And we're going to go to Levels. And this adjustment can be really cool. It's super simple to do on any photo, and it'll just boost the contrast a little bit in your photo. You can see it working in the darker areas. And just like that, it's done. So here's the before and the after. See what a difference it makes? It kind of, the before looks almost like there's this film in between or laying over the photo. And when we do the levels adjustment, it just really cleans it up. And that's a great foundation edit that I like to do on all of my photos before I even get started in creative edits. Another adjustment that I like to do is the hue saturation adjustment. Now I'm going to click Colorize and then go up to my hue field and type in 30. And what this does is create kind of a sepia look on your photo. That's going to create a cool contrast effect as well. So we'll go ahead and close this and then change the blend mode to soft light. And then we want to take the opacity way down to about 30. Here's the before and the after. It just gives it that much more of a boost in contrast, and it really darkens in those areas that are in shadow already and gives it a little bit of warmth as well. So now we're ready to add our first veil. So I'm going to open up the actions palette again and then select Veil Infusion action and click play. Now this will bring up a message that says, in the following window, navigate to the veil you would like to use, then click place. Resize the veil to cover your entire photo. Finally, double-click on the photo to commit the change. The action will continue automatically. Ready to get started? Click Continue to select a veil. So we're going to hit Continue. And then if you don't already see your veils in the window that comes up, all you need to do is navigate to the folder that they're in. And we want to use a photo veil called Privet from the Botanical Collection. This is one that we like to use on most of our photos that have people in them. So we're going to click Place, and then we want to hover over one of these corners and click Shift on our keyboard, and that'll just rotate the image in I think 15-degree increments. And then we can go ahead and resize the photo or the veil over our photo. And now you'll notice that it automatically creates a layer in your layers palette and gives it a soft light blending mode at 100%. We're actually going to take the opacity down to about 75 for this photo. You can see the before and after. It's already giving it kind of a different moody feel. So let's add our next photo veil. And I'm going to show you the Veil Infusion Blast action. So we'll click that and hit play. The same window pops up with the same message, so we're just going to click continue. And we want to select the honey wheat veil. So we'll hit place. So we just want to hover over a corner and then rotate the veil. And then we'll resize it. For this one, you'll notice that there's a pattern in this veil that goes from the top left to the bottom right. We want to actually have it come from the top right to the bottom left because that's the way that the sun is showing in the photo already. So we want to come up to Image, Rotate, Flip Layer, Horizontal. And then that does what we want it to do. We'll double click on the image. And now for the fun part. We're going to go ahead and move our Actions palette out of the way. Now you'll see in the Layers palette that this action created several layers for us to choose from. It automatically selects the soft light at 100%, but we can also hide that and reveal the hard light, and it automatically selects 50% because 100 is way too strong for most photos. Then we'll hide that and show the overlay one. You can see what a difference it makes to the photo. These are all going to be just different for whatever photo that you're editing, so it's fun to play and practice and see what the different effects or how they affect your individual photo. And then the last layer it pops on is just the veil itself. That way you have all options from the blend mode menu to choose from. But we're going to hide that and we're going to select hard light. It's automatically set at 50%. But we wanted to actually take it down to about 35 or so for this photo. Otherwise, it's just a little too strong. And here's the before we placed the veil, and then the after. Such a huge difference. And that's it. Just a few adjustment layers and a couple of veils, and our photo is finished. So here's the before any edits, before any veils are applied, and then the after. So it takes what looks like more of a daytime photo and it just adds this dreamy, creamy, warm effect. It's just so much fun to use these veils over your photos to create any kind of lighting effect or color tone that you want to add to your photo. So now we want to get just a little bit more creative. So I'm going to go ahead and close this photo and open another one. And in this photo, I'm going to add several photo veils so you can see how they can affect each other when you use multiples at a time. So let's start out by adding our first veil. We'll go down to Privet and then resize it over our photo and double click to commit the change. Now for this one, I want to leave it, I like what it's doing, so I'm going to leave it at soft light at 100%. Here's the before and the after. Now I want to add my second veil. For this one, I'm going to select one from the Simplicity collection, and we're going to select Granite, and then hit place, and we'll resize it over our photo and double click. Here's before and after. Here's the before of all of them. See, it's already giving it a really awesome color effect. It's making it more warm and vibrant. And now we're going to add and enhance the purple color tone of the flowers. So I'm going to actually run Veil Infusion Blast and click play, and I'm going to select a veil from the Botanical collection. This one is called Pearl Flower, and I'm going to hit place. Resize the photo or the veil and double click. This one, it automatically puts it soft light. Here's the before and the after. But I'm actually going to select the overlay layer. And here's the before and the after. See how much of a dreamy purple feel it gives to the photo? Oh, I just love it. But it's just a little bit too much, so I'm going to take it down to about 80% opacity. And here's the before and after. So basically, we could stop here, but I'm going to show you there's one last action that I want to show you, and that's the Vintage Blast action. So I'm going to hit play, and this message comes up that says this action is meant to be used with our Vintage Blast photo veils. Click continue to begin. And these veils are so much fun to use. They just give your photo, they play with the color tone to make it look a little bit vintage-like. So we're going to, and I'm going to show you each of the veils individually. So first off, we're going to start out with blood orange. And we'll resize the photo, or the veil, and double click. Now you'll notice that it automatically puts the opacity at 100%, but we want to take it down to about 50% for this photo. And let's minimize this. You can see the before and the after. It kind of gives it a vintage-like feel. So that's what the blood orange veil looks like. Now I'm going to show you blueberry. Take it down to 50%. You can see how the blueberry veil affects the photo. Then I'm going to show you chive. Take it down to about 50%. You can see the difference there. And then chocolate mint. This one kind of gives it a warmer brown tone. But the one that I'm going to end up with is the plum vintage veil. And I'll resize it and double click. And then I'll take it down to 50%. See what a difference it makes? It's playing with the color tone in the shadows. It adds kind of a purple tone to it. That's exactly what I want and what I'm going for. And that's it. Here's the before and the after. I just love what these veils do to this photo. It adds so much warmth and drama to the photo that otherwise wouldn't be there. Veils are so much fun to use on your photos, especially if you love more clean and crisp edits and maybe textures aren't your thing, but you love to add color tone and color effects to your photos. These are so awesome and so much fun to use. So I hope you enjoy using the Veil Infusion actions that come along with your photo veil set. And I hope you enjoy using and experimenting and playing with these veils on your photos.